Hey everyone, welcome back to TF Facts, your go-to channel for the latest and most intriguing stories. Today, we've got a roundup of 6 unique news stories from the craziness of Netflix's Love is Blind, Season 8. Buckle up because there's a lot to unpack. First up, we're talking about Dave Bettenburg from Love is Blind. He's addressing the backlash he received for his humor while dating in the pods, especially after frequently mentioning his sister. Did he go too far with his jokes? Let's find out. Next, Nick Viall opens up about Madison Errichiello, a contestant who's been triggering him throughout the season with all this drama. What's really going on behind the scenes? Stay tuned as we break it down. In our third story, we recap episode 5 of Love is Blind Season 8. The tension's running high as contestants face emotional decisions that could change everything. Who will get engaged and who will walk away heartbroken? Let's recap the highlights. Then we explore a growing trend that fans are buzzing about: trauma dumping. Contestants are opening up about their past, but is this really the best way to connect with someone? We dive into the implications. In our fifth story, Dave Bettenburg is back, and this time he's defending his harsh jokes and heavy mention of family. Is he relatable or just out of touch? We'll analyze his comments and the viewer reactions. And finally, we have a closer look at Molly Mulaney, another contestant who found herself caught in the dramatic love triangle. We've got all the details on her journey and what's next for her after the pods. That wraps up our unique stories from Love is Blind Season 8. Which story intrigued you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Let's dive deeper into our first story about Dave Bettenburg from Love is Blind Season 8. Recently, he faced significant backlash for his humor during the show, particularly regarding how often he brought up his sister. During a recent episode of the Viall Files podcast, Dave responded to the criticism he received from fans who felt that his jokes were harsh and insensitive. Dave explained that while he had intended his comments to be lighthearted, many viewers interpreted them differently. He mentioned that he often joked in an attempt to break the ice and connect with his potential partners, saying, "If you kind of understand that humor or whatever, people can tell it was a joke." However, the backlash made him realize that not all jokes land the way we hope they will. One standout moment was when he asked women in the pods, "What's wrong with you?" He was an icebreaker. While some found this approach refreshing and funny, others were offended. During the podcast, he defended this line of humor by stating, "I was happy to show that side of me," but emphasizing that it ultimately helped him filter out women he didn't connect with. He discussed his close relationship with his sister, which became a frequent topic of conversation. Dave shared that his sister was not very optimistic about his venture into the dating world, which he acknowledged several times during the show. He said, "The internet is just insane because apparently having a good relationship with your sister is a bad thing." Dave indicated that she was taking everything in stride and ultimately supportive of his journey. As we delve further into the season, we can see how Dave's unique approach to dating and humor sets him apart from the other contestants. His journey is fascinating, and fans are eager to see how it all unfolds. Will his humor prove to be a charming quality that helps him find love, or will it continue to stir controversy? Only time will tell. Now, let's shift our focus to Nick Viall, who has some intriguing thoughts on fellow contestant Madison Errichiello. In a recent episode of the same podcast, Nick didn't hold back when he admitted that Madison is triggering him. He described this feeling as reminiscent of every relationship he had during his 20s and early 30s, saying, "Madison is triggering me." Nick went on to explain that Madison's openness about her trauma stirred up familiar feelings for him. He noted her tendency to hint at a troubled past without going into specifics, which made him feel uneasy. She's like, "I've had a lot of assay happen to me, but I can't tell you specifically what," Nick recounted, emphasizing the complexity of her character. Madison had developed a connection with 2 other contestants, Alex Brown and Mason Horacek, but it was her interactions with Alex that caught Nick's attention. He expressed concern over their differing attachment styles and how that might impact their budding romance. As Nick reflects on his past, he recognizes a pattern in the type of women he used to pursue. "Madison reminds me of every girl I pursued when I was that age. It's like the person who's just like, I've done some work, so I'm self-aware, but I still have problems despite all the drama. Nick also theorized that there might still be a chance for Madison and Alex to rekindle their romance after leaving the pods. He predicted, I think they are going to end up together, Alex and Madison, and she's going to him up so bad. Nick's insights give us a deeper understanding of the dynamics at play in the season of Love is Blind, hinting at the complexity of relationships formed under such unique circumstances. Will Madison and Alex's story finally take a turn for the better, or will unresolved issues linger and ultimately derail their connection? Stay tuned as this emotional roller coaster unfolds. Next up, let's recap episode 5 of Love is Blind season 8, where the emotional stakes are higher than ever. In this pivotal episode, contestants find themselves facing tough decisions as they prepare to choose between their top 2 matches, and the tension is palpable. We begin with Dave Bettenburg, who is caught in a love triangle between Molly Mulaney and Lauren O'Brien. As the episode unfolds, we see Dave grappling with his feelings. He confesses to Lauren that he has love feelings for her, but there's a cloud of uncertainty hanging over him. Despite Molly's confidence in her connection with Dave, he expresses doubts, saying, I feel like I've always made the wrong decision in past relationships. As the contestants navigate their emotions, Lauren learns that Molly believes Dave might choose her, which only adds to the confusion. In a shocking moment, Dave admits to Molly that he's more interested in exploring his connection with Lauren. Molly tries to be understanding. She tells the cameras, I know that if someone's not choosing me, they're not my person. Meanwhile, we also catch a glimpse of Devin and Brittany's blossoming connection. The two continue to bond over their shared faith, making their relationship stronger. On his date with Virginia, Devin receives a heartfelt gift, her grandmother's ring, signifying how serious she feels about their connection. The connection between Sarah and Ben deepens as they engage in meaningful conversations. Sarah expresses her desire for deeper communication and trust, saying, It's led me to you. I feel like we match each other really well. As emotions run wild, the episode culminates in a surprising proposal. Dave decides to pop the question to Lauren just in time for Valentine's Day. But not everything is smooth sailing as Mason struggles with his choices between Madison and Meg. In a surprising exchange, Madison indicates that their story has come to an end, which leaves Mason feeling desperate as he tries to salvage his connection with Meg. With all these emotional twists and turns, episode 5 of Love is Blind season 8 proves to be a roller coaster of feelings, and we can't wait to see how these relationships evolve as the season progresses. Now, let's explore a concerning trend that has been increasingly evident in Love is Blind, the phenomenon of trauma dumping. As we've seen over 8 seasons, contestants often open up about their past traumas in an attempt to create deeper connections with their matches. But is this really a healthy way to start a relationship? Many fans have pointed out that while sharing personal experiences can foster vulnerability, there is a fine line between sharing and trauma dumping. Contestants often discuss their darkest moments, whether it's childhood trauma, family issues, or past heartbreaks on the very first dates. This tendency can create an environment where genuine connection is overshadowed by heavy emotional baggage. In confessionals, we hear contestants praising each other for their openness, mistaking trauma dumping for vulnerability. Comments like, I appreciate you sharing that with me, often follow stories of hardship. However, this behavior can mask red flags as people become more focused on empathy instead of recognizing potentially problematic traits in their partners. From previous seasons to the current one, it's clear that contestants frequently use their difficult past as a way to gain sympathy and connection. Madison Errichiello's confession about her family's struggles is just one example. Meanwhile, Dave Bettenburg opened up about losing a loved one early in the pods, and while it sparked meaningful conversations, it also served as a distraction from important relationship dynamics. Psychologists warn that trauma dumping can complicate dating by shifting the focus away from assessing compatibility to defending problematic behaviors. Contestants might feel pressured to overlook red flags out of fear of appearing insensitive, especially in a reality show context. As viewers, we hope to see Love is Blind take this issue seriously with the right guidance. contestants can learn not to lean on trauma as a crutch while still being authentic and open. The conversation around how to navigate discussions of past pain remains essential, and it will be interesting to see if future seasons address this pattern in a more constructive way. In our fifth story, we're back with Dave Bettenburg as he addresses the backlash he's received in regarding his humor and his frequent mentions of his sister on Love is Blind. And following the airing of season 8, fans took to social media to express confusion and concern over Dave's jokes and his approach to dating. During the Viall Files podcast, Dave defended his style and explained his reasoning behind the comments that sparked controversy. He acknowledged that while some viewers found his humor harsh, he believed it was important to bring his authentic self to the dating process. Although I didn't really know what to expect, I kind of just went in open-minded, he shared, admitted that making jokes was his way of connecting with potential partners and keeping the atmosphere light. One of his notable jokes involved asking women in the pods, "What's wrong with you?" as an icebreaker. While this line raised eyebrows, Dave felt it was effective in eliminating those he didn't vibe with. He stated, "It weeded out a lot of the people that I didn't connect with. I like to keep things light, keep it fun." Despite the backlash, he emphasized that he was proud of how he approached his time in the pods. Throughout the season, Dave's sister became a recurring mention, sparking conversations about their relationship. He explained that she was not entirely supportive of his decision to participate in the show, which added another layer to his dating journey. Responding to critics who felt he overemphasized his sister in discussions, Dave remarked, "The internet is just insane, because apparently having a good relationship with your sister is a bad thing. Sorry, she's cool, whatever." His Love is Blind continues. It remains to be seen how Dave's humor and candidness will affect his relationship with Lauren O'Brien. Will it endear him to her, or will it become a point of contention? Either way, Dave's unique approach keeps fans invested in his journey, adding a layer of complexity to the overall dynamics of this season. And finally, let's take a closer look at Molly Mulaney, who has quickly become a fan favorite this season on Love is Blind. While she started her journey with high hopes, things took a dramatic turn as she found herself in a love triangle involving Dave Bettenburg and Lauren O'Brien. Molly, who is 30 years old and works as an executive assistant, entered the pods with an open heart, hoping to find a meaningful connection. Early on, she seemed to hit it off with Dave, sharing laughs and discovering common ground. However, the situation began to shift when Molly learned about Dave's growing connection with Lauren. During a tense moment, she realized Dave might choose Lauren over her, leaving her feeling confused and heartbroken. Despite the emotional turmoil, Molly held her head high. In a poignant moment, she told the cameras, "I know that if someone's not choosing me, they're not my person." Her resilience and grace during the situation have resonated with viewers, showcasing her strength in the face of heartbreak. As the episode progressed, we saw Molly's emotional intelligence come into play. After her breakup with Dave, she approached Lauren to apologize for any unkind words spoken during their time in the pods. "I wish you nothing but the best," she told Lauren tearfully, demonstrating her character and sportsmanship even in challenging circumstances. Molly's journey is a testament to the complexities of love and connection on reality television. While her time in the pods may not have led to an engagement, it has certainly set the stage for personal growth. As she navigates this unexpected turn, fans are eager to see what's next for her beyond the show. Will Molly find love elsewhere, or will she continue to embrace her independence and focus on herself? One thing is for sure, Molly Mulaney's story is far from over, and viewers are here for every moment.